There exists a spice that could sit next to the salt and pepper, but instead of altering the flavor, it just adds deliciousness. And it's called MSG. Hey foodies, Trace here for D-News. Remember when you were in school and the teachers told you about your taste buds? Do you remember the flavors? Because it was bitter, right? And salty and sour and sweet. There's actually at least one more called umami. It was discovered by a Japanese chemist named Ikeda. And umami means delicious taste. After 8 years of work, Ikeda finally isolated that chemical, C5H9NO4, which is an amino acid that when mixed with salt and water turns into Ajinomoto, or MSG. This was in like 1909. Today you've probably seen the letters MSG, which stand for monosodium glutamate, if you've ever eaten at a Chinese restaurant. And it usually says that they don't use it. Why is MSG a dirty word in American cuisine but not in Asia? It's kind of complicated. It's C5H9NO4 is glutamic acid, and it's made right inside of us. It's naturally occurring. We need that amino acid to survive, and it wasn't until the year 2000 that scientists were finally able to prove that the tongue is covered in receptors specifically tuned to glutamate. Our bodies look for it in our foods, like bacon. It's savory. The Japanese used to produce that MSG flavor by making a broth from seaweed, though it does occur naturally in foods like meat and milk and fish and cheese and tomatoes and vegetables like peas and corn, as well as many processed foods. But when made into a spice, MSG makes anything you put it on more delicious. Amazing. So why don't we put it on stuff? Back in the 60s, Dr. Ho Man Kwok wrote an article talking about eating at a Chinese restaurant and experiencing strange symptoms. And in spite of a lack of any solid evidence, MSG took the blame. They called it Chinese restaurant syndrome, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just one of them foreign spices, so we just can't have it around. Since the late 60s, governments and researchers around the world have spent a small fortune to research whether MSG is bad for human consumption. On the negative side, research concluded that it could thin your retinas, cause asthma and obesity, even put holes in your brain. Holes! Whereas on the positive side, they said it has no ill effects. That's the news. To cover all the bases, MSG does play with your brain. It affects how your neurons talk to each other. It's called an excitotoxin because too much MSG can overwork your neurons and cause brain cell death. But in regular amounts, it shouldn't hurt. Some dietitians and doctors actually recommend MSG because people who like it use less salt. MSG is on the safe list in the US and the EU and in the United Nations. No public research has ever found it to be dangerous in normal quantities. And apparently it makes everything taste better. So what's up with MSG? I don't know. Are you afraid of MSG? Do you want to try it? If you do, make sure you share your experience with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+, because we're curious too. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next time.